This is continuation of topic 7.1. We are on explain 3 and we're down to the your turn 7, which again I'm going to change the problem. I did notice I missed the excluded values on the last one, so they should have been, remember we just set these equal to 0. They should have been -4, 1, and 2. So on example 7, the first thing I'm going to do in order to get those excluded values is I am going to factor. So I'm going to factor in orange here. I notice that this is a difference of squares, and I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to write it right underneath. X plus 3, x minus 3. I've got a trinomial here, so I'm going to do a magic x. So I need two numbers that multiply to 3 and add to 4, which would be 3 and 1. So x plus 3 times x plus 1. If I'm going to talk about excluded values, I basically want to set each one of those things equal to 0. So x plus 3 equals 0 and solve it, x minus 3 equals 0 and solve it, and x plus 1 equals 0 and solve it. So I've got x equals -3, x equals 3, and x equals -1 are my excluded values. Now we've kind of already hinted at this. I'm going to circle what matches in red. So x plus 3 and x plus 3 match. I'm going to start writing my LCD, and I'm only going to write that down once because they match. Then I'm going to underline in blue everything that doesn't match, which is x minus 3 times x plus 1. Now I'm going to start comparing my denominators. So I'm going to compare my first denominator here to the least common denominator. I notice I have an x plus 3, and I notice I have an x minus 3. I am missing the x plus 1, so I'm going to multiply by the x plus 1. Distribute the 2x through, I get 2x squared plus 2x. I am now going to compare my second denominator to my least common denominator. I notice I have the x plus 3. I notice I have the x plus 1. I am missing the x minus 3. And the good news in this one is I don't have a minus sign, it's a plus sign, so I'm not worried about having to do extra work. I am going to go ahead and FOIL these out. So x times x would be x squared. X times -3 would be -3x. -2 times x would be -2x. And -2 times -3 is +6. All I have left to do is some combining of like terms. My denominator is not going to change. I'm going to leave it the way that it is. So we have 2x squared and x squared would be 3x squared. Then let's see, it looks like my 2x's cancel and I'm just going to have minus 3x. And then finally, I've got x plus 6 at the end. The only thing I could do to do more would maybe be factor out a 3, but I'm going to guess that that doesn't really help me and doesn't simplify it in any way, so I'm just going to leave it.